a lot of us struggle with making decisions on our own. And a lot of the times we feel like we can do it on our own. That though we can choose to go on a certain path in our life, that we should go on a certain path in our life, it may not be the best one. Maybe we're like, oh, maybe I can go play basketball overseas. Oh, wait, I can go play professional football. Or no, maybe I should become a scholar. Maybe I should own a business, be an entrepreneur. But how can you truly know what decision you should make? I remember I was talking to one of my boys, and he has the choice between playing on a basketball scholarship or, you know, having a full ride scholarship to this big university. And he was telling me like he wants to inspire people through his business. And I was like, look, bro, why can't you just do both? He was like, man, I just want to focus on one thing. And I was letting him know, like, look, the decision you make today will affect your tomorrow. And not only will your decision affect your tomorrow, but it will affect your future in general. And I was letting him know, look, God knows what's best for you. If it works out and if it's for you, then it will go ahead and it will take care of itself and God will make it known. But if it is not, then let God change your mind about all that. Whenever we make decisions in this life and we choose a certain path, we have to use godly wisdom. Godly wisdom is super duper important in choosing our path because sometimes God uses different people, different devices. And yes, God will use devices to steer you in a way where it will be for you or it won't be for you. That's like when you hear another door closes and another door opens. It's the same concept. Reference this. Say I'm going to a job interview. I'm prepared. I like the most prepared. I have my resume. I know what I'm going to say. I know how I'm going to answer the questions. I'm professionally dressed. I come in spick and span and ready to go. I come in there, I do my thing, I kill the interview. All the questions, I'm confident, right? You did all you can do. But at the same time, you made a good decision in going to that job interview. But then you hear a couple of days later that you didn't get the job or that they moved on to other candidates that they believed were better in that position. How would you feel? Would you feel like, oh, that decision was a waste of time? Would you feel like, oh, you should have chose a different job? But see, no, that's not what you look at this as. You think of it as God closing a door and opening up another door for something greater. That's like whenever for me, I was working at a job and I was getting paid $9.50 an hour. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I was getting paid $9.50 an hour. And I was like, you know what? I had worked this job for the whole summer. I was done with it. So I moved on. I was like, look, I'm not gonna work at this job again. I'd rather do YouTube or I'd rather do something else that's helping people and not in it for the money, but doing something that will promote healthy Christianity and growth. And I was doing that for I've been doing this for months now, almost a year. But if I were to work another job, I'm not working that job again because I know God doesn't have it in the plans for me. So I applied to multiple jobs. I had challenges because I was getting rejected through applications. I applied for many hundreds of jobs, grocery stores, restaurants, um, little cookie spots, little, like Chipotle, like just to name one, just getting rejected. Even the movie theaters getting rejected. And I was like, I talked to God about it. I asked God, like, Lord, what is my next step? Lord, where would you have me to work a job? Where would you to have me, make another source of income? And for the longest time, I really believed that, that God didn't want me to work a job and that there was no opportunity out there until I took this next step on this job that I currently have now. And it's been a blessing. And I applied for a position that, I didn't really know much about, but, I took that next step. God opened the door. I walked through it. I got offered on the spot, and they were actually excited for me to be there. This is what I'm trying to tell you. God will make it known what decisions you need to make. But the only way you can do that is if you talk to God about it. You have to pray about it. You have to ask God, Lord, show me what's for me and show me what's not for me. Whatever is around me or whatever I'm pursuing, whatever I'm making time for, Lord, allow it to be fruitful for you, Lord, and for my life. That whatever decision I want to make in this life, that, Lord, you are the illustrator, because he is the illustrator. But you have to allow him to take the pen, the pencil. Let him fill in the blanks. Let him write your story. And you'll find that next job. You'll find that right place. You'll find that right environment, that right girlfriend, whatever it is. You'll find that right person, place, anything. Maybe you want to go back to school and you're like, oh man, I don't want to pay for student loans. You don't want to pay for, you don't want to be in debt. And you don't want to, or, oh Lord, you're not going to provide me with the money to be able to, take care of myself when I go to school. But sometimes all you need to do is take a step through the door. All you may need to do is just trust God, trust the process. And I know it's difficult because in the moment, you look at something like school, which is super duper expensive, and you're like, man, I'm going to be in deep debt, $27,000 plus in debt, whatever it is. And you're like, oh man, I don't know if I'm even going to be able to finish school. I'm going to have to work a double shift. I'm going to have to work jobs. I'm going to have to do this and that to cover myself. But I've seen a lot of situations to where God has presented funds of helping students, helping different people out of their situations. This is what I'm trying to tell you. Before you make any type of decision, consult God. It's very simple. Though it is very simple in retrospect, but it can be hard because you want to make hasty decisions, because you feel like time is wasting, that time isn't on anybody's side, right? Time isn't on anybody's side. But at the same time, you have to allow God to work within you. Allow him to work within your heart. Allow him to give you wisdom, give you that guidance, give you that strength. But you have to ask for these things and you have to desire these things. So, what will it be? Will you walk through a door that's unknown and unforeseen, that's uncertain? Will you deny an opportunity that may change your life? Will you make hasty decisions and not be patient? Will you not trust the Lord and Savior? Will you lean on your own understanding? Or will you do like Job does? A man who was losing everything. A man who had his livelihood taken away, but still trusted God. What will you do? Because everything you do in this life, even watching this video, that's a decision. That notification popped up on your YouTube page, but you made the decision. It popped up on your recommended, but you made the decision to press on the video. That's the difference. You walked through the door. You didn't just scroll away and just let it go away. God gave you an urge to press on that video. Just like every other video you scroll and watch, God gave you the urge to scroll, right? God gave you the idea to scroll. This is how I want to end the video. Every decision you make, do it for God. Every decision, every opportunity God presents you, walk through that door. It's not always going to be rainbows and sunshine. It may not be the clearest of day decision. It may not be the one true decision and perfect situation. But God has something special for you. God will get you to where you want to be. It doesn't matter how many steps that you have to take, right? Because it's not a linear equation, it's not a linear graph, it's not a linear equation that this life presents. It's going to go like this. It's not going to be a straight line straight to the finish line. It's never a perfect race to the top. It's never a perfect race to where you want to be. There's always bumps in the road, bro. Realize this, take it with a grain of salt, and let God work in your life. Thank you for watching, bro. Share this video with a friend that may need it. And remember, man, to always love God. And if you truly love God, keep his commandments and live like him. Thank you for watching.